Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Salesforce Experience Cloud class, day 2. So today we'll be looking at digital experiences and then the experience sites builder. So for this, I will have to navigate to the org. Okay, so we created this developer org yesterday, so that's what we're going to use today. And we're going to go straight into digital experiences, all sites. So in all sites is where you'll find all the Experience Cloud websites that you've created. Excuse me. The maximum number of websites you can have here is 100. And it doesn't matter if it's published or unpublished, whether it's whether the status is in preview or activated. So the status of the site can be activated, and as well, it can be inactive, and then it can also be archived. But I'll show you that later on today. So we created this website yesterday using the customer service template. And we called the website Black Force. And then also yesterday, I gave you a walkthrough of the workspaces, and I gave a brief description of what each of these can do for you, which we'll be going into detail, but not today. And then, so today our main focus will be on the builder. So I'll go ahead and click that. All right, so this is what we got when we created the website from the customer service template yesterday. So I want to give you a rundown of the experience builder. So what we are seeing here is the website itself, and this is the home page. And we know it's the home page because it says home at the top over here. And then the top part of the page that we're looking at is called the header. So usually the way a website is structured, you have a header, then you have the body, and then you have the footer. So most websites are structured like that. Let me just show you the Black Force one just as an example. So this whole area can be called the header of the website. Then you have the body, which would contain information. And then eventually the footer of the website. Okay, so starting from the header, for this template, the header has the search component, and it also has the component for the user. So this would enable the user to be able to log in and see their profile information or whatever pages that they have access to, depending on which templates that they're using. Then the header also has a navigation menu. And over here, it's giving us the opportunity to add something here on the template header button. And then this is the headline component. This is the featured topics and feeds component, ask button component. Looks like there are some here that don't have any content in them, but recommendations, carousel, reputation, leaderboard, trending topics, then contact, support, and ask buttons. So that's what the customer service templates give us on the homepage. All right, let me start from this end and talk to you about the components. So over here is where you find a list of components, and they are all grouped into different categories. So this represents what they can do for you on the page. So starting from the first one, analytics. So this one would give you content about dashboards or analytics or reports. Then the content one has a whole range of different kinds of components. I'll just drag a couple of them onto here so that you can see what they look like. So the calendar would give you a calendar. So yes, that's what it looks like. And then for each component that you drop onto the page, you get a pop-up window. And in this pop-up window, you can further customize the component that you pasted, that you dragged onto the page. And then some, not all of them, all of the components would have this drop down here that will enable you to do different things. So this can enable you duplicate what you have already. If we click on that, that would give us another calendar component. So right now, this one is selected, and it's selected because you can see the blue border around it. And because it's the same thing, so it's showing the same pop-up here, so we can delete it, confirm, and then go back to this one, click on it. And the third function here is to assign. I'll talk about this later. So let's delete this one, go back to components. So the CMS collection components, there are 4 of them here. And this is when you want to add CMS content onto your website. We're also going to take a look at this afterwards, tomorrow, most likely. Then the featured topics and feeds. So this, we already saw this here. I saw it somewhere. Yes, right here. So featured topics and feeds. So this one would display topics from your articles for you. And then the discussions tab, because it's in tabs, so you have to click on each tab to reveal different information. So the discussions tab would reveal the peer-to-peer or forum kind of content where you can have a discussion with someone or a whole lot of people. Then the headline. So for the headline, we can see it here. And the headline is just text. So it enables you add a title. And then it enables you add a subtitle, which they call a banner text. Okay. Then the HTML editor I'll drag that one. So this one enables you to add HTML content onto your page. And so right now it's displaying this text, which is just hyperlinked in a paragraph tag. So it's just displaying this text. So I'll delete that. Language selector. I think that's pretty descriptive. So it lets you select a language. But I haven't really used this before. So yeah, I guess it will have its uses somewhere. Recommendations carousel, we found that here. So here you would have the list of recommendations and it will be in a carousel that you can navigate with a button. So rich content editor. Forgive me if I call it rich text. Slip of mouth. But so it allows you to add text. Yeah. So if you have an article or something, let me give you an example. So let's say we want to paste this text here. So you can paste the text here and you can style it the way you want. So I just made this bold and I can increase the text size to 18. I can do this. I can make it bold. Then I can also add a hyperlink. So let's say I want to hyperlink this word. I use this button and then I can say workforce.ca. Oops. And there, it adds a hyperlink there. I can change the color of the text. Say blue. Oops. Oh no, that's the highlight. Change back to white. That's what I wanted to do. So changing the text to blue. I can also change the font. So I can change the font to, let's say, Verdan. So yeah, that's what the rich content editor can do for you. Then you can as well change the positioning, whether you want it left aligned, centered, or justified, or right aligned, anyone. Yeah, so that's it for that one. Then for tabs. So tabs is similar to what the feature topic and feeds will give you. But here you have the flexibility to call it what you want to call it. And then you have this check box here that enables you allow the content to be public or not. So I just changed the title of this one and then let's change this to that. Okay, and then let's change this to this. Right. Okay, so from here, you can choose to drag and drop other components inside the tabs. So I've just dragged and dropped the rich content editor that I had above into here. So you can as well do the same for all the other tabs. So it helps you display information in a tabular form. Yeah. Okay, so I wanted to duplicate this. And move it back. Okay. The next one is a tile menu. Let's put that here. So this helps you to let's choose a default navigation. I'm not quite sure what this does now. I think it helps you to add some boxes in here, usually called info boxes. But yeah, I'll figure that out later and then show you that again. Then on answered questions, that sounds like a peer-to-peer thing. Yeah. Then visual first page. So the visual first page would be a page that you coded and added to your website. All right. So done with the content components. So the next one will be the feeds, and that would suit here. In this featured topics and feeds component. Then for files, you have all these. Feeling this thing is too tiny. Okay. Then for gamification, you have the recognition badges and the reputation leaderboard, and I think one of them were here, reputation leaderboard, but because we don't have any gamification setup, so that wouldn't display yet. Then messages, message notification, process automation. So this is the one you use to add your flow onto the page. So you drag and drop, and then you choose the name of your flow from the drop down. Okay. Then records. So this has to do with if you want to show any records from any object, then you drag it and then you make sure that the external user has the right permissions to be able to access it. So this one is asking for the record ID because it's attempting to read a record. So and then for sales, so over here you have these components. So this one is the one we saw on the partner community, on the partner central, template yesterday. So it lists the leads that have been queued up for the partners by the employees or by the internal sales team. Then campaign marketplace does descriptive activities. Let's see what this does. Okay, so it shows the activities. Okay, yep. Then for support, so I think I should remove some of these. Okay, so for support, You have the ask button, which is already here, case deflection, channel menu, and then the contact components. Um, Embedded service. Okay, I think I was looking for the chat. Okay, I guess it's not here. That's not the one though. All right, so but these are components that you can use for to set up your support features on the website. Then for topics, you use these to display your topics. So by topics, I mean the articles, the knowledge articles. And then finally, other components. So you can as well use this button at the bottom over here to go to the App Exchange to install a component. So you have that option. So it depends on the feature that you're looking for, and if there's no component listed on the experience site for you, you can come into the App Exchange to search for one and then install. So it works exactly the same way it does in the org. So you get it, and then it asks you to validate. Hold on. You allow. Let's try that again. All right, it's not working. But anyway, you can try that, and yeah. So that's one option. And then another option would be for your developers in your organization to code and build a component for you for the website. All right, so let's move on to the next one, which is the theme. So by themes are it's a bit confusing sometimes because you might mix it up with the templates, but the templates are different. Template is like a pre-built website, so it has all the features of the website and it has all the pages of the website. So by pages, I can show you where the pages are. So over at the top here, when you click on this drop down, this is where you find all the pages that came with your template. So these are all the pages. So but the theme is just to change the look and feel of the site. So currently it has the customer service theme. Yes, so this is the one that is active right now. So, but there are others, and you make a choice by depending on what kind of website you're building and the kind of setup that you want for your users. So the Stellar theme is usually suitable for help center websites or FAQ websites. Then the Ember. Ember is simple, flexible, and it's suitable for any kind of site content. It's also very suitable for your partners as well. Then the Webster. Webster is visually strong and it's used for help center or customer service websites. And as you can see in there, it has the huge search bar in the middle. Then Jepsen. Jepsen is a very modern, contemporary kind of theme that you can use to design any kind of website. So especially websites that are the portals, the ones you call the portals that have so many features in them. So this Jepsen is the one that we used to create the website for my internship. Then there's the Cypress, also a very modern theme. So it's mainly for content promotion. And as you can see, it has like the very big, bold, beautiful image there. And Cypress. So Cypress is also meant to promote content as well. So it does have the big picture there, and then it has the categorizations. All right. So for today, so what we're doing is I just want to show you the experience builder, just show you around. So I want us to build something that is very close to this. So this SAT, and so I would like you to give me a suggestion on which theme to use to make this. So I'll be looking at the chat. So I'll go back to the theme so you can take a look at all of them. Okay. Okay. Webster, Cypress. Nobody likes Ember. Okay, Peter said Ember. Okay, so I'm thinking Ember, and what I'm thinking is, so if you look at the SATE website, so it has like on the header, it has like this very thin white background here, and immediately after it has the navigation bar. So if you look at the themes, the one that looks closest to that is Ember. Let's try Ember. Let's try Ember. Okay. Thank you for your suggestions. Can't you drag a header component there? Well, we'll find out together. All right. So, okay. So it's activated now, and it still has all those components that we had on the page before. So the difference we're seeing is in the header, the wider navigation bar, which looks much better. And then the branding, the colors actually did change. So which we can always change back. All right. Back to themes. So, okay, so this is what we did. We changed the theme. And then the colors. So here is where we can change the colors. So let's check what kind of action. Okay. Sorry, the one that is jumping out to me is just the red. Yeah, so the action color. So let's check the kind of action color that SAIT used. Okay, so their buttons are red. All right, so that seems like we're keeping the red. All right. Okay, but anyway, so this is where you change the colors. So if you want to change the text colors, this is where you can do that. Excuse me. So if you can change it to, let's say purple. And then here you can adjust the transparency of the text. That's what that bar does. Opacity is the word. Okay, so you can see that the texts are changing as we're actually changing them. Okay, well, we'll leave them as black. Then detail text color. That should apply to some detail text. Then the link colors are blue. Overlay text color is white. Background color. I think this background color changes the whole page background. Yes, that's what it does. So that's what that does. But I think I like the white, so we'll leave it at white. All right, so the next thing to look at is the login pages. So this is where you configure what the login page will look like, the background color and the error text color, card background color as well. So this button allows you to generate a palette from an image. So what that means is, let's say you have an image that represents the company or like a logo that has its own colors. So this tool would automatically pick out the colors in the logo and apply and put them here for you and apply them here, and also onto the site. So I think we should just move along. I'm gonna have too much time to practice that right now. So the next thing is the branding sets. Hold on, colors. Okay, let's do images. Okay, so the image here is the logo that is on here. So when you do images, it says company logo here. So I want to remove that and add our own logo. Black Force. Let's use Black Force. Okay. All right. Then the next thing under images is also a background image. So right now, this is what you see when you go into the login page. I think I can demonstrate that for you. Oops. Okay. So I was looking for the website link, but because the site isn't published yet, I can't access the link. So let's come back to that, because I want to show that to you properly, how to publish your site and everything. Okay, so this is the image that you find on the login page. And as well, if you choose not to use that image, you can adjust the background color of the login page here as well. So then the next thing is the fonts. So here is where you can choose the font for the site, and there's a primary font, there's the header fonts, and then the text case fonts. So you can make your choice here. And there is a feature where you can also upload a font by yourself. It's just not showing on here. So that's also an option on some of the templates, where you can upload your own font if you don't like the options that you have here. Oh, there it is. Use custom fonts. It's right here. So you can use this. Obi did a very good example of this in his video. And I think it's on, just to make it easy for you to find. So it's on day 6 of Obi's videos. Okay, so then the next thing is the theme settings. So here is where you do further configurations of the theme, whether you want the header or not, or to show or not, fixing the header position, showing a hero image. Yeah, somebody wanted us to drag an image. Let's try that. There you are. So we can do that. That's awesome. So then this option is to start hero under header. I think that's where it is. Okay, no, that's wrong. All right. Then you can set the maximum page width here. And what that means is the width from the left to the right. You can also drag this to be able to adjust the width of your content. So you can see that as I'm dragging it, it's getting thinner. Okay, strain and error. Doesn't like it. Okay. All right, so that's for that. All right, then the next thing is the branding sets. So the branding sets is basically everything that all the settings that we have here. And so currently the branding set that is active right now is the Ember, and is the default. And you can see here all those colors that are in the color section, and you can also see the logo that we uploaded. So you can choose to create a new branding set. I want to call this basic. I'll call it basic. And when you do that, you see that everything here will change. And you see that it automatically changes back the logo to the original logo that you had before with the theme. So here you can change the colors as you please. Yeah, so you can change the colors as you please and every other setting, but just it's the basic one that is active right now. So you can choose to make it a default. You can choose to make it a default. And then you can also choose to assign it to an audience. But I want to talk about the audience all at once. So look at that. We'll come back to that. Okay, so the next option here is edit CSS. So CSS means custom styling sheets, and in the basics of web design, when you're talking about HTML, you also talk about CSS. So CSS helps you, is the language that helps you to style your pages. By styling, I mean adding colors, changing the fonts. So basically, those things that we did inside the rich content editor. So adding adding hyperlink is not there, but changing the text color, justifying whether you want it to be centered, and similar things, and much more actually. So when you want to, I'll probably demonstrate this when we're building the site, so let's not go deeply into that yet. All right, so the next option is the page structure. So the page structure, this format that we are seeing right now was recently introduced by Salesforce. And what it does is that it lists every single component on the page for you in the order that it is on the page. So starting from the top, we can see the template header, and then we can see a stacked header. And when I hover over, you can see the name is a stacked header. And after that, you can see the customizable user profile menu. Okay, I'm not sure where that is, but then after that, you can see the search and then the theme navigation menu. Okay, I haven't seen this before though, but okay. Then after that, we see the template hero. And then the search, that search. Okay, I'm not seeing that either. And then content header, featured sidebar featured, which is everything on this side. The content, more sidebar, which are these ones. And then the content footer. And footer, template footer. All right, so it looks like there are two footer sections. So the first one contains this, and then the other one is still blank. So that's what the page structure is, and you can delete the components from here. And then you can as well, okay, I think that's all. That's really all you can do from there. But it just gives you like a good list of everything that you have. And let's say you have like so many components on your page, you can simply come here and click on which one that you would like to edit or amend, and then jump straight into your pop-up to do what you need to do. Okay. So let's go to the settings. So over here, we have the site details. And like we discovered yesterday, we can see that the template that we used for this site is the customer service template. And here is where you choose if you want to give public access of your website, of your Experience Cloud website. When you give public access, What it means is that guest users can see and interact with the site without logging in. So the guest user is one of the users that don't require a license to be able to access your Experience Cloud website. So once I check this off, then it means that the website can be public. So here we see the site title, which is Black Force, and then the status, which says not published. And over here is the guest user profile. So the guest user has his own profile. So in the Salesforce org, let me go there. So where you have profiles. So the way you have different profiles here, the guest user has his own profile. And the profile name is usually the title of the website plus the word profile. So, and it's always here. So when you click on it, it gives you all the settings that you can use to open up access for the guest user. This is the only place where you can access the guest user profile from. You will not be able to find it in the Salesforce org. This is the only place where you can find this. So then for topics, this gives more details about navigational topics and featured topics. So what do we have to do to publish our website? Does anybody know? I'm looking at the chat. Okay, yes, that's correct. All right, so click on publish and click on publish again. All right, so once that is done, the status changes to published, and then we can see our site URL. So this is what it looks like. And when I click on the login button, this is a login page I was going to show you. So you can see that it has that image as its background. Okay. So a user doesn't get assigned. Okay, I'm responding to EV's question. He said, how does a user get a guest user profile? A user doesn't have to be assigned a guest user profile. So it's automatically created when you create the Experience Cloud website. So it gives public, the user profile, the guest user profile gives public access. And what that means is that anybody who has the link can visit the site. Are we able to customize the URL? Yes, you are able to do that. We talked a little bit about that yesterday when we talked about custom domain. So you can do that. You can do that. It's definitely possible, but I'm yet to discover how to do that. Okay, so So the next tab is the theme. So this is where you can also manage and configure your theme. Okay. And the next one is languages. So in languages, you can choose the languages that you want to display your website's text in. But right now, this is in English, and you can add say Italian, and then set it to active. Okay, then for navigation, so this applies to the navigation menu, which is this blue menu right here. And currently we have two, and one is a default and the other is a default user profile menu. So let's take a look at that. So it gives you those two options right here. So what I did now is that I clicked on here and then it gave me this pop-up and I went to default menu and it gives me these two options. And we can see that they display different things. Right. So the user profile menu is the menu for the user. So when we are here, when I'm trying to preview the site and you click on the user icon, this is the exact same menu. So that's what it is showing us. And I think I want to change it back to the default navigation. Okay. Mobile publisher. So this is where you configure your navigation and settings for your mobile apps. Then SEO is where you configure your SEO. This looks different from what I've seen before, but you can only configure SEO when the website is active, when it's been published. Then and only then can somebody access the link. And then, unfortunately, developer orgs don't have the functionality to configure SEO. So we can't really do a lot here. So CMS Connect, this is where you also configure your CMS Connect. So we're going to take a look at CMS Connect tomorrow. Then Advanced is where you configure your Google Analytics details. So Google Analytics is a tool that you can use to monitor the traffic that visits your website. And you can use it to do a whole lot of other things like it just helps you to learn about your website visitors, the locations where they're connecting from, their activities on your site, their demographics. Yeah. Then head markup. So usually in some websites, if you need to include a feature or like a tool, and you have like a piece of code, they'll say, "Oh, put this in the header of your website." So this is where you do that with the experience site. So you paste the code here and then save, and that would apply to every page of your website. An example that I can give you is like a chat feature. So like, for example, a website that is not obviously Experience Cloud, and they want to include the chat feature, they would pick up the code from the chat company's what the chat company provides to them, and then they add it to the header of the website of the website pages, and that would display the chat feature on those pages. Component panel. This shows all components in the components panel, regardless of the page type. Okay, let's go over to the next. Security and privacy. So the clickjack protection is used to secure the website and help prevent user interface redress attacks by controlling where your pages can be framed on a website. Okay, then content security policy. This is used to control what links that can be run from your site. So let's say you add a hyperlink and the security policy finds it to be fishy, it will throw an error. So, but if it's a link that you trust, you can add it. You can add it if you go to the org and do CSP. Oh yeah. So you can add it as a trusted URL on this list so that the next time that it runs, it will accept the URL. You'll also find an error being thrown when you add the chat agent. But usually to resolve that, you would come here and choose relax this. Or you can add the URL to the trusted URLs. So the developer tab is for your developers to export themes and templates and pages. Then this is where you know if your template requires an update. All right. Okay. Okay, so let's take a look at. I'm trying to open my my slides. Okay, so this is our agenda for today. So we looked at the structure of a web page. We looked at the components, the themes, page structure, settings. All right, so the next thing to look at is the website pages. All right, so you can access the website's pages from here, from the top. And like I said before, all these pages come with a template, but then you can also create additional pages for yourself. So let's do some work here. So let's create pages for programs, admissions, international. Close this now. All right, so when you try to create a new page, you have the option to create a standard page or an object page. So a standard page is exactly what you had before, where you have the flexibility of adding what you want to add onto the page. But then the object pages is, it allows you to add an object from Salesforce and then its related records. So we're doing the standard page. So when we click on that, it asks you to choose a layout. And this is awesome. So if you can just take a look at this, you see how it's structured, just like I described. So this is like the header area, and the center is the content, and then the lower one is the footer. So depending on the kind of content that you're adding to that page will determine the layout that you're going to choose. So let's take a look at this page again. So we have a header over here. And then we have this, which is like four, that allows you to put four info boxes in. I think we should just stop there. So let's go back. All right, so for that, I think I would choose the full width column. Well, we can always come back and change it. It's not permanent, so anything you choose here, you can always come back and change it. So let's choose this for now and say next. So we want to give the name page a name, so programs. So the URL is going to be programs, and then the API programs. Great. So this gives you the programs page, which you can edit. Okay, I'm seeing that this hero component is showing up on all the pages. So I don't think I want that. So I'll remove it. All right. So here you can drag and drop the contents that you want to be on the page. And then you can also add this page to the navigation menu. So to do that, you click on the bar, go to edit default navigation, then you add menu, give it a name. Then you choose site page. And then here you choose the name of the page, which is programs. Then you click on this to make it publicly available. Then here you can choose if you want, whether or not you want the image to the navigation bar to have an image. So save, and then we have the programs here. So same thing, admissions, create a new page. Add it to the navigation, public, save. Okay, I think I want to remove this. Let's remove the topics. Then international student life. Great. Add to navigation. And another one. site page, student life, public. Okay. So on this page, you can see that there's like a drop down for all these. A little bit complicated, but we can make it simple. So let's say we want more links. Let's say courses, more links under programs, courses, certificates, boot camps. All right. So let's add those. Okay. Well, if I want to make it faster, I can just use a URL to create the additional navigation items. Or otherwise, I can still just like create pages and put them under there. I can do that quickly. Courses. And certificate. Then bootcamp. Okay, so let's go to the navigation menu and add those. Bootcamp, site page, bootcamp, and we can drag it to be under programs and drag it to be to the right. That's not working. Well, it's supposed to like form like a sub menu under the programs. Not sure why that's not working now. Interesting. Okay. So it's just added it as one of the options. I should place it in the programs box. In here. Yeah, that's not working either. Well, new debugs and their updates. Usually, like once you just drag it this way, it snaps right under the one that is above it. All right. Okay, so that's what it is about creating those. So if you want that to show in public, I want to open this link again. So if you want all the changes you've made to be saved and published, so you click the publish button again to save those changes. And when you come here and refresh, you would see all those links. Okay. So another thing I wanted to show you about the pages are the options that they come with. So let's look at the programs. No. Let's look at the programs page that we created. So if you click on either the wrench icon or this. Okay, let's do the wrench icon. So that would give you the properties. And under here, you have the name, the URL, and you can change the URL if you want to. Then page access. So page access is where you determine if you want your page to be public or if you want it to require login before the user can see it. So let's say you have your website and then you don't want the guest user to see your programs page. You want whoever will log in using the correct license to be able to see it. So you change this from public to requires login. So that's how you can hide some pages from public view. Then under SEO, you add the title of the page, and then you add a description which shows in search engine results. Still under SEO, you can add head tags. And then this is the layout of the page, which, yes, you can change when you need to. Okay, the next one is the page variations. So it says here, page variations lets you quickly create alternative versions of a page to try out different page layouts and styles or create variations aimed at a specific audience. So yeah, just like it says, so let's say you have your programs page. Let's try that out. Components. Rich text editor. Okay. Let's add some styling to that. Oops. Okay, publish. Okay, I'm looking at the chat. Sophie says, I just saw add subpage under the programs option that might work. Programs option. Where is that?
So it was where you were editing at the pages.
Here?
Yeah, so those three dots. I saw add subpage plus. So maybe if you add the bookmark, the bootcamp that you wanted to add, would it come under it as a subpage? That's what I was thinking.
Okay, let's try that. So it's wanting me to create a new page here. Okay, let me just try that. I can try. Let's go back to programs. Where is it? What else can we call it? Okay. I don't think that worked. Let's see. Yeah, that didn't work. It's still like on its own, a page, but on its own. Add subpage. Okay, then Wilfred said to create a subpage, click on the three dots. Oh, okay, we're saying the same thing. Yeah, that didn't work. Right. So it's a subpage in this list. As you can see, the students I created is a subpage under programs. It doesn't mean that is reflected in on the navigation menu. I think that's what it means. Yeah. Okay.
Sorry. Maybe we
Yeah.
should check the site to see if maybe when you hover around programs, then it comes under and then you can select it.
Okay.
Maybe.
No. No. Anyway, I'll find out more about it. I'm even thinking, is it because of the theme? Not sure. Okay. So I was in programs and we're talking about the page variation. So let's create a new page variation. Programs, more. Okay, so you can see that the variation that I created shows up right beside the programs page. And then you can add your content here. So you use page variation when you want to show different things to different people. So the example is if we go back here. So for the programs page, you can choose an audience, edit assignment. So we don't have any audiences, so I'll just create an audience. So let's say, because we're talking about students, so let's say basic, and you have to choose the audience criteria of the audience that you're going to use to select who you're showing the page to. So you can either use location, permission, profile, or the users themselves. So let's keep it simple. Let's choose profile. And let's say you want to show this to community users, customer community users. So save and assign. So this means that you're showing the programs page to the people who have the customer community user license. And then you can do the same for here. You can assign. And you can choose a new audience. So just going back here. So the only audience that we have is the basic one that we just created and it's in use. So we have to create a new one. And we can say professional. And we can give them the customer community plus user. Yeah, it's right there. And then save and assign. So what this means is that if a person who has a customer community user license logs in, they would see this program page. And if a person who has the customer community plus user license logs in, they will see the programs more page. So this can also be used by companies who have offices in different locations or different geographic locations, and they want to show different things to different people. So in that case, you use the location criteria to choose what page that the people in that location can see. Okay. Let me go back to this slide. I want to see what we have next. So the search component with autocomplete. Okay. So for this theme, I'm going to close this. We have a search component here. And there's another one. Global. There's a second one. It looks like it's not showing up on this theme. Okay, but what I wanted to show you was that there are two such components. I can add this detail to the slide for you later, just because I'm not showing you. So, but so there are two such components. This one, and then the second one is called global search results. So for this search component, you can choose what result it pulls up when a user does a search. So the first feature here is that you can choose that it does an autocomplete. Autocomplete is when you begin to type in a word and then it sort of pulls up a whole bunch of suggestions for you to choose from that is related to the word that you're typing in. And it can choose the results from different objects that are in the org. If you use this add button, you can use that to add additional objects that you wanted to search from. So the first one that was there is the discussions. So you can choose to search from, okay, let's just use accounts, and then it's publicly available. You save. And then you can choose content. So so what it does is it searches these objects for you. Now, if we had the knowledge articles activated, we would see knowledge here and we would choose knowledge, and it will also search our knowledge articles as well. So you use the second option to style what the search box will look like. So for the other type of search bar, you can use that one to search for details in the objects And also you can use that one to search for contents and posts that people made in a peer-to-peer portal. So that's the difference between the two of them. Okay. All right. I think we've done the navigation menu. So let's look at branding sets. Oh, we did look at branding sets, but let's see. Okay, yes, I've taken that part. So I've told you about CSS and then choosing audiences. So we've chosen the audiences for pages. So let's do that for the branding sets and the components. So for the branding set, yes, you can choose an audience. So you can say you want to assign this to the basic audience. And then, so yeah, it looks different, and then you can add a different logo to it. You can also have a branding set for the professional students. And let's change some colors. Let's do purple. And text can be white. Yeah, so just something to make it look a little bit different. And you can assign this to the professional. Oh, you click assign. I missed that step. So you have to click assign here. Okay, so what it means is that the people who are in the basic audience would see their accent colors to be orange, sorry. And then the people in the professional audience will see the accent color to be purple. Okay, so the next is to show you the audience in the components. Okay, I think I already mentioned that when I was talking about the components, that they can be assigned. So, so same thing, you use the drop down here and then you assign to the audience. Okay. All right, so the next thing is to activate experiences. So what that means is that we want to activate our website. So currently the status here is still showing preview. And like I mentioned before, it can be in preview, it can be active, it can be inactive, or it can be archived. So I think I want to use the other org to show you this example. All right, so let's go to digital experiences. Increase that. Okay, so if you read the text here, it says the list shows Experience Cloud sites in your org. Clicking on the URL takes you directly to the site. If you're not a site member, the URL isn't linked. Archived sites aren't included in this list. Check the digital experience app in Lightning Experience page to see your archived sites. So when we click on this is when we'll see the archived sites. And for now, there is no archived site. So if we want to archive a site, hold on. Oh, sorry. So this tab will show you the list of the archived sites. So if you want to archive a site, first of all, it needs to be activated and then deactivated. So let's try that. So let's use this as an example. Oh, hold on. I haven't shown you how to activate a site yet. So let's do that in the main org, okay? So going back here. So to activate your site, you go back to workspaces. And then you go to administration. So under the settings is where you can activate the site. And you can see here, it says that the status is still in preview. So you click on activate. Now let's read this message here. So it says when a site is activated, new members receive a welcome email message. If you do not want new members to receive the email, deselect the send welcome email checkbox in emails. So I think all right, okay, so someone's asking I repeat the step. So you go to workspaces and you get to workspaces from your digital experiences. This is workspaces. So that's how you get there. Or when you're in the builder, okay, let me just go back. So when you're in the builder and you click on this button here, so it gives you a drop down. And in the drop down, you can choose workspaces. And even in this drop down, you have all the options are in workspaces here as well. So we can just go straight to administration from there. And then in administration and settings is where you find how to activate it. So after reading this notification, I think I want to go to emails to deactivate emails being sent out to users. So this is where you do it. Welcome new member. You uncheck that and save. Then you go to settings and then click on activate. Activating the experience site makes it available to all members. Okay. So now the site has been activated. So if I refresh this page, I'll see that it's active. So going back to the test org, I want to go in workspaces to deactivate it. So go to administration, deactivate. Okay. Okay, and go back here, refresh. and the status has changed to inactive. So if we refresh here, and then go into customer account portal, and click on archive. So that's how to archive the site. So once I click on it here, it would no longer be on this list. So let's do that. Let's archive. And then refresh. So it's no longer on the list. So, but take note that the 100, that even though it's archived, it still counts towards 100 number of websites that you can create in Experience Cloud. Okay, so the next thing is to talk about experience management. And this means the users that can manage your experience website. I have a link. Let me grab that link. And it's to a Salesforce help article. So this is where it describes these rules. It's a very important thing for you to know because this also comes out in the exam. So it's titled Rule-Based Access in Experience Builder. So use rule-based access to control who does what in community portal or site. Assign roles to your contributors with the level of access they need in a specific experience. So what are these roles? So these people will be made contributors, and you can make the contributors from here. So this is inside administration, and you can see the contributors area. So that's where you set them up. So these contributors can be an experience admin. An experience admin can do just about everything in an assigned Experience Builder site. They can access Experience Builder, can manage contributors, and publish the site. Now, the publisher can help you build and publish the assigned Experience Builder site. They can access Experience Builder and they can publish the site. They can't manage contributors. Then for the builder, these contributors help build the assigned Experience Builder site. They can access Experience Builder. They can't publish the site or manage contributors. Then for viewer, these contributors have read-only access to Experience Builder in an assigned site. They can't publish the site or manage contributors. So that's what these four people can do. Okay, I'll come into the chat once we are done with the final thing, okay? Okay, so a digital experience submenu. So that's the last thing on the list today. And by that, I wanted to go to digital experience. So I just wanted to explain everything that is here now that we know a little bit more about Experience Builder. So when you click on all sites, it gives you a list of all the Experience Cloud websites that you have. Then in pages, is where you can import and export experience builder pages. So you can import and export from other orgs. And the templates is the same thing. We can import and export from other orgs. Theme is also the same thing. So finally, the settings. So this is like a global setting for all your Experience Cloud websites. So it applies to all the websites. So that's with domains yesterday. And then experience management settings, role and user settings, moderation rule settings, Salesforce mobile settings for experience, new user email settings, account relationship settings, external account hierarchy settings, embedded login, sharing sets, and then sharing tools. So you get to check some of these off or not, or adjust some of them when you get to configure any of these related topics. So we're going to be coming here a few times to set some things up in the future. Okay, that's all I have for you today. So let me go to the chat and see. Okay, so Neka says the login on the navigation bar, did it come with a template? Yes. How will users get the login details, or is it their sign up button? Okay, so how users would get their login details is, let me go to the site. Okay, so let me go to the builder. Okay, so after you've built everything that you want to build on the site, and your site isn't active, what does active mean? So active means when you go back to your all sites and the status isn't active. So if it's not active, when you activate the site is when they would be sent emails. So since this is active, let me use the test org to demonstrate that. So let's go back. So these ones are not active because they are preview. So if I want to activate a site, you go to Workspaces, Administration, then under Settings is where you activate it. So this message here is just to remind you that once you activate the site, all the users who are members here will receive an email. So in that email will contain their username and password on how they can log into your Experience Cloud website. But what I demonstrated a few minutes ago, because we don't want that, so we came here and removed this check mark. So this area is the emails area, where you have your email templates of emails that can be sent from your Experience Cloud website. So, and one of them is the send welcome email. So this is the email that will contain the link for them to log in and to update their password or add their password. So I hope it's clear. Okay, Neka, please speak.
Thank you very much, Oge. You've literally answered my question, but assuming probably you want to create this experience site, maybe just to test some things. You don't have users. Maybe you want to embed it inside maybe your page or something that you can create something and people can just log in to check what you've created. Is it possible? Because from here now they can only it's only users maybe in your org that can access it, because you get to send them a link where they can maybe change their password and username and all that. I don't know if my question is making sense.
I understand what you're saying. So you want to use the developer org and you want somebody to be able to log in.
Yes, without I don't have to have users in my org. I just maybe just put it somewhere okay, ask one of my friends, just log in and see what this looks like. And is that possible?
It is possible. It's possible to do that. I'm trying to remember where to do that. I think it's under. Oh, it's under login and registration. So there are options here. We're still going to treat this. There's an option here where you can give a user a password to use. But I don't know if you can do this without a license. So that's the thing. I'll find out more and I'll tell you more, but that'll be next week. We're treating this part of it next week. So I'm not sure. I don't think you are able to give it to a public user. Well, don't worry, I'll find out more and I'll answer your question then.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome. Okay, Henry says, I should demonstrate Wilfred's suggestion about the submenu. Wilfred's suggestion. So I figured out how to set the submenu. Just change program menu type to label. Okay. Okay. You mean bootcamp, right? The type to menu label and then drag. Right? There's no other label. So it's menu label.
So, sorry, can I speak?
Yes.
Okay, so initially when we created the program, we added, when you're creating the page, did you create the sub page, which is admission, right? Was it bootcamp?
I created programs, students.
Okay, so we need to add the student as a sub menu. So we need to make a program as just a label, and then in the list we need to find student and add it, because I don't think we have student there. We don't have student in the menu list.
Okay, so programs.
Yeah, we need to find student.
Label.
Yeah, menu label. Now we need to add student as well.
As a label?
No, a side page. And then select the page name, which is student. Where is it? Yeah. And then if you drag, yeah, that will work. Let's save it. So the reason why the other ones are not working is because only student is the child to program. That's why it wasn't working.
Yes, and then the program, this is a label. So
yeah,
that means Experience Cloud wouldn't allow you to open that as a page.
Normally it shouldn't, because it has components. So I don't know if that's how it's set up initially, but usually it shouldn't let you open program if it has a sub component.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
No problem.
Let's test that. Okay. Okay, all right. So it needs a placeholder. Okay. All right, let me go down. Black Force says, like to use it to build a profile that users can access without logging in. Okay, that's not meant for me, is it? Okay. All right. That's all I have for you today. And thank you for being here. And I'll see you tomorrow.